Hey everyone, it's Jacqueline for Pixie Dust PhD, and today we are continuing my Walt Disney World theme park must-do series. Previously, we've covered the Animal Kingdom Park as well as Hollywood Studios. Today, we're going to be discussing EPCOT. We will go over what I consider to be must-dos for basically everyone, as well as just for some people with select interests. I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below about our commonalities or differences for EPCOT must-dos. As always, I'm looking to you for inspiration to get out of my habit of doing the same things. But if you do want to hear about my tried and true EPCOT habits, stay tuned. Before we get started, I want to say thanks so much to those of you who've liked the video and who have subscribed to the channel. I really cherish getting to know some of you, and the interactions are appreciated. EPCOT is such an interesting theme park with a wide variety of activities. I can't wait to hear your recommendations for EPCOT must-dos. For my list, let's start with those things I think basically everybody should do. This is especially true if you haven't been to EPCOT recently. Number one for me is ride Spaceship Earth. That's the ride inside the geodesic ball, or what most folks lovingly refer to as the giant golf ball. This is a slow omni-mover ride. It's really appropriate for everybody. You get a brief look at humanity's history, and you get to pontificate a little bit about the future. In my opinion, many aspects of Spaceship Earth are Disney at its best. It's a slow-moving, dark ride appropriate for all ages. It's fun and entertaining, but also informational. There's a lot of fun different sets with some animatronics, as well as those smells that they pump in. Many of those are super memorable. Plus, you get very quotable lines like "Thank the Phoenicians." For me, it's pretty much impossible to say a trip to EPCOT is complete if we haven't gone on Spaceship Earth. Next, I think everyone should take a little bit of their time in EPCOT in order to do some cultural experiences. Of course, there's great food, drinks, fun rides, meet and greets, all of that, but a big part of World Showcase is the cultural aspect. Many pavilions will feature exhibits, sort of like mini museums. Sometimes these aren't well marked and may feel a little bit hidden. Certainly that's the case in Morocco. But I think visiting these experiences are a great way to get a small slice of the culture. Of course, it's nothing like going to the actual country and visiting their museums, but these exhibits are often curated very well and are super entertaining. Plus, since many of them are a little hidden, it tends to not be that crowded, which is an upside in my opinion. Next, and I've talked about this on the channel before, but I love the shop in the Japan pavilion called Mitsukoshi. Very generally, we could categorize this must-do as spend some time shopping in World Showcase. But I especially want to point out Mitsukoshi because I think it is just a fabulous, basically Japanese department store. If you like fun snacks or anything cute, which you are in Walt Disney World, so I think you probably fall into at least one of those two categories, you're going to appreciate Mitsukoshi. I'm obviously biased given my upbringing, but I truly think that Japanese sweet treats and snack-type products are so delicious. They are things you cannot find in typical American grocery stores, and if you aren't located relatively close to a good Asian mart, you just might not be able to find them at all. Mitsukoshi is a great place to stock up on supplies. And my last must-do that really applies to everyone is, of course, eat your way around the world. EPCOT has so many fantastic food options to begin with, and then there's usually also a festival going on, so you'll have those booths as well. As much as I enjoy the nerd aspect of the museum-like exhibits in World Showcase, obviously food is a big part of the culture too, and well, frankly, that can be a little bit more fun. I'm not going to tell you how to eat around the world, I'm just telling you you should absolutely do it. I don't think there's a wrong way. I don't want to fully dismiss the food options over the Future World part of the park, but for me, personally, it's all about World Showcase. If you have a favorite World Showcase snack, treat, or general dining location, definitely let me know in the comments down below. Moving on to EPCOT must-dos that probably aren't for everyone, but definitely are for me. You can meet a lot of the princesses in EPCOT. For the most part, they're going to be scattered around the World Showcase in a country that makes sense with their story. For example, Bella's in France. And depending on what time of year you're there, they might be in special costumes. I've been lucky enough to meet Belle in her holiday time dress, and it is just fabulous. Most of these princess meet and greets around World Showcase are more or less outside. It's not a dedicated building with a set like meeting Mickey in the Magic Kingdom. This also means they aren't constantly meeting and greeting, there will be a set time. For example, Belle may meet on the hour every hour for about 30 minutes before Belle goes off to make sure that the Beast is doing okay. So the lines for these usually aren't that long. I've never stood in one that was more than about 30 minutes, and that was me being very last in line. And 30 minutes, of course, is some time, but if you're traveling with party, this can be a great way actually to kill some time while you're eating and drinking. Grab a snack, grab a beverage, and then hop in line to meet a character. Or if it happens to be peak festival time during EPCOT and the food and beverage lines look pretty long, one of you can wait in the line and the other one can go off and wait in the line to grab those snacks and beverages. My partner and I split up and do this all the time, and I think it is a fabulous way to multitask. Next on my must-do list has to do with my love for all things Frozen, and that is just simply we have to do something Frozen related. Usually we end up doing both main activities of meeting Anna and Elsa as well as riding Frozen Ever After, but I have to do at least one. If you're not a Frozen fan, this probably isn't for you, but honestly, I think Frozen Ever After is just a super fun ride anyway. The Frozen Ever After theming certainly knocks it up a notch for me, but generally speaking, that is just a fun boat ride, and I do love the on-ride picture that you get. And my final Epcot must-do, probably not for everyone, but definitely for me, is a trip to La Halls, if not 2 or 3. They have that bacon cheese roll that I'm basically obsessed with and constantly trying to figure out how can I consume this when I'm not at Disney World. There's also a really lovely giant raspberry and lime macaroon that is one of the best things I've ever eaten. All in all, everything we've ever gotten from La Hall has been fantastic. But if you don't like baked goods, I could see why you might skip this. That being said, I think La Hall is probably one of the best kept secrets for breakfast, particularly in Epcot. A lot of food locations in the theme parks don't open till 11 or so, basically early lunch, but La Halls traditionally opens with the park. So if Epcot is opening at 9, that typically also means La Hall's opening at 9. Particularly if you enter through International Gateway, it's not that far to make your way over to La Hall, grab yourself a nice snack for breakfast, go ahead and mosey into a princess line. Maybe we want to meet Belle in France since she's right there. Wait in line, eat your breakfast, boom, bang, done. So much multitasking. The menu at La Hall is definitely worth taking a glimpse at, and if there is something listed you think you would enjoy, I bet it is absolutely stellar. These are my main must-dos for an Epcot visit. Interestingly, you may have noticed it's not very attraction-focused at all. We did talk about Spaceship Earth and Frozen Ever After, and I do enjoy the other rides like Living with the Land, Soarin', Test Track, etc. But overall, Epcot to me is way more about the vibe, and especially just walking around World Showcase. It's less about making sure we do all the rides and see all the shows, and to some extent less about meeting all the characters, although again, there are a lot of awesome princesses you can meet here. Epcot is perfect for hanging out with friends, family, maybe a date. It's really more about a relaxing theme park day than a go-go-go situation. But again, I would love to hear what you prioritize at Epcot and how you view the park. Is it more of a stroll in the park for you, or are you full go-go-go even when you're at Epcot? I'm so excited to learn some tips and tricks from you, and if you want to chat outside of YouTube, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at PixieDustPhD. In the future, my Epcot must-do list may look very different, as that park is undergoing a pretty huge transformation right now. I'm very excited for the new Guardians of the Galaxy coaster, as I just love roller coasters. The new Moana-themed water walkthrough attraction also really piques my interest because I do love Moana quite a lot. It would be neat maybe if Moana starts showing up at the park for meet and greets in her area. That way you wouldn't necessarily have to attend a holiday party like you have in the past to meet her. I am very much looking forward to the future of Epcot and adjusting my must-do list, but for now, this is what it is. If there's anything about the future of Epcot that you are super jazzed about, I would also love to hear about that. I hope the rest of your day is absolutely magical, and we'll see you real soon at Pixie Dust PhD.